So all I'm saying is give us 8 schools. We want 8 schools back open on August 26th. Just 8 of them. John W. Raper, East High, South High, Empire, Joseph Landers, Audubon. We want Charles Lake put back on the transformation plan, in which they call it now. And we want A.G. Bell open. A.G. Bell is our deaf school. That's the only deaf school that was custom made for the deaf. You cannot, just because something is new does not mean it's effective. But one thing we know about A.G. Bell, in that old building, they don't discriminate. They don't put any limitations. And they encourage those deaf students to be the very best that they can be. And that's why we need A.G. Bell back open. South and East High have over 19 special ed classes housed in these buildings. What about and 40% of our student population is special ed. Okay, 40% of Cleveland Municipal School District population is special ed. And all we want is 8 schools reopened. They're around here, they're funding a jail over here on Carnegie. But you can't reopen 8 schools that the funding is there. We slept out here February 21st. We stayed out here all night. We stayed out here all night to save East High. And the most we done got is that next year they put a committee together. Next year it'll possibly be a charter school.
They won't let parents be involved.
But now they won't let neighborhood parents like Miss Hill, who has a son that was at East High. They won't let neighborhood parents like Miss Hill get on the committee. They got her waiting for a man. It's been 3 weeks waiting for a man to come off vacation, and the man who's supposed to be appointing the parents is the CEO. So right now we are tired of us being with a disadvantage, and we tired of being taken advantage of. There's $14 billion. There's $362 million allocated to the state of Ohio. We want 8 schools back open. We want Audubon back open. John W. Raper, East High, A.G. Bell, South High, Empire, Joseph Landers. We want these schools back open August 26th by any means necessary, and considering the federal government has federal aid allotted for $362 million for the state of Ohio, why is it that our schools can't reopen? I understand that every school doesn't need to be reopened, but those schools cross gang territory lines. Those schools cross the lines that our children are unsafe. Now let's move to the transportation issue, where you're going to have to pay $120 a month to transport your child to school. We're the number one, we're the poorest city out in the United States, Cleveland, Ohio. So how do you expect for mothers to take $120, and this is just for one student? Now, what about the mothers here in our district? We don't have a lot of single parent, one parent parents. We have a lot of multiple. Our mothers have multiple children.
Right.
So let's say at the least you got 3. So that's $360 you got to take out your budget for your child to go to a public school system, and nobody hears our cry. And you want to apply for federal aid, but now in November you want to put a levy on. It's a problem with that. We've got federal aid. We need to be trying to open up 8 of these schools to let the children know that this is something that we're willing to fight for these children. Mm-hmm. We have children here right now. We have knowledge here. Knowledge is the reason that we got the $14 billion. People don't understand that. Knowledge was in a competition called the 4-H's. Knowledge actually competed not only against other high school students, Knowledge beat out the students from the Ohio University. Did y'all hear me? Knowledge beat out students from Ohio University. And they presented an opposition about transformation, how it affected them. And that's the reason why the state of Ohio is earmarked for $362 million on the backs of those children. Being able to go to Washington, their coordinator, being able to think outside the box.
Amen.
So you can't stay inside the box. And that's what's wrong with education now. We have urban students. You got to be able to pull their attention. You got to be able to hold their attention. You have to be able to think outside the box in order to get them to look inside the box. So the problem now is we as a community, we will not go away. This is an issue that we are not only, today is just the start of it. Within the next 10 days, we need the CMSD to apply for some of that federal aid to open up at least 8 other schools out of 16 that were slotted for closure. We need at least 8 other schools that were slotted for closure. And you know the 8 that we need because those are the 8 that children's lives will be taken if we don't reopen.